and a very, 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 very warm welcome to Rutland Weekend Television. To protect viewers from offensive sights and sounds here on Rutland Weekend Television, we have arranged, in conjunction with this lady, a series of warning signs which will alert casual viewers to controversial topics before they arise. Bad language. Very bad language. Bloody bad language. Safe viewing. Very safe viewing. Bloody safe viewing. Sex. Violence. Group sex. Bloody violent group sex with a bit of bad language but safe. Religion. Football. Nudity. Nude football. Violent religion. Party political broadcast on behalf of the Liberal Party. Violent party political broadcast on behalf of the Liberal Party. Sexy vicars playing nude football violently on behalf of the Liberal Party. But now, schizophrenia.
Hello and welcome to Schizophrenia, and a very big welcome from both of me. Isn't that right? Yes, it certainly is. And we'd like to start off right away, wouldn't we? Yes, we certainly would. Oh, shall I go on? No, you go on. Are you sure? Yes, please. Positive? Certainly. Well, we'd like to start off right away by introducing Arthur Pugh, the well-known psychiatrist. Two psychiatrists? No, one psychiatrist. He's paranoid, not a schizophrenic. Oh, sorry, not at all. I love you. I love you too. Sure? Mm-hmm. Arthur Pugh, welcome.
What do you mean? What do you mean I drink too much?
What?
I don't.
Professor, the condition of paranoia...
Where? They're over there. Get under your chair, man. I'm getting out of this. Every man for himself.
Well, that was Arthur Pugh, the well-known paranoid, wasn't it? Yes, it certainly was. Well, next we have on the programme a man whose psychological problem is lateness. He's a man who is consistently late, and we're going to talk to him about this problem of lateness, and we're going to ask him why he's always late, and we're going to ask him that in a minute or two when he gets here. So, meanwhile, here's a piece of film shot in Bognor. Well, there's the film. There's Bognor. There's a piece of film shot in Bognor. And there's the end of the piece of film shot in Bognor. Well, now, the problem of lateness, and the man who is going to talk about it still isn't with us yet, so... oh, excuse me a moment. Hello? Yes? Oh, good. Good. Fine. Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, excuse me, we've rung his home and apparently he's not there either. So.
Well, whilst we're waiting, here's a piece of music.
See how the good times roll. See how the good times roll. See how the good times roll away. Like ice in a drink, invisible ink, or dreams in the cold light of day. The children of rock and roll never grow old. They just fade away.
Still no sign of the man who's going to talk about lateness. So here's tonight's documentary. The very special person and poet that Mungo Wright was can be seen in the very special home in which he lived, here in the heart of rural Rutland. Here, through here, over here, through here, up, over here, along here, over here, along here, and over here, and here it lies, nesting like a great outcry against the whole romantic movement lies Cramp Bottom. On the night that he moved in, Cramp Bottom must have looked very much like this to Mungo Wright. He was at the height of his powers. He'd just had a letter published in The Listener. In this letter, he casually mentioned that he was thinking of writing a poem. The rest is history. In the next 16 years, he never wrote another word. This must be some of the reason, the beauty and splendour of Cramp Bottom. Then again, his character, normally bitter, twisted and unpleasant. Nevertheless, he could, to total strangers, be quite breathtakingly vicious. For in the sense that he had a very bad nature, he was a very bad-natured poet. D.H. Lawrence, T.E. Lawrence, Gertie Lawrence all spent weekends here. Charlotte Rampling, as a girl, lived just down the road, and Graham Greene once passed quite close by. Wordsworth speaks of the spirit of place. This is the spirit that kept him going, and this is the place it kept him going to. Cramp Bottom, to rank with Keats's Hampstead, Wordsworth's Dove Cottage, and Jimmy Savile's Caravan. Let's leave it with those wonderful words of Mungo Wright to the listener.
To the editor of The Listener. Sir, I am thinking of writing a great poem. If anybody has any ideas, will they please send them to Mungo Wright, Cramp Bottom, Rutland.
Still no sign as yet of the man who is... Incidentally, next week on the programme I shall be talking to some paranoids from Devon who live in Cornwall, and there'll also be a pair of identical twin schizophrenics, and I'll be talking to all 8 of them. Well, there's only another 25 minutes or so to go, so...
For the Arsenal.
I chuck lead pipe for West Ham.
I kick a main for Chelsea.
A kill for Tottenham.
I drop bottles for United on the crowd from up above.
Yes, football is the game that we all love.
I raise a slash for Sheffield.
I cut 'em up for QPR.
I stick nails in them for Norwich. For Leeds I slash and scar.
For Celtic, I throw bombs whenever our team score.
Yes, football is the game that we adore. We all love football. Kill, rape, boot. Ah! We all love football. Shoot, stab, slash. Ah! Football is the game that we adore.
I hack limbs off for Newcastle.
I rape for Luton Town.
For the Rangers I kill strangers and kick police horses down. I set fire to referees who let opponents score. This football is the game that we adore. We all love football. Bomb, hurt, kill. Ah! We all love football. Slash, kick, maim. Ah! Football is the game that we adore. The end.
Ah, come in now, Collier. Now, the Padre tells me you've not been to church parade again.
Yes, sir.
Why?
I'm an agnostic, sir.
Last week you told me you were an atheist.
Yes, sir. This week, I don't necessarily deny the existence of a supreme being. I just question its particular existence in a theological sense and deny that it is necessarily good.
You told the Padre you were a black Muslim.
Yes, sir.
Well?
Well, sir, I toyed with the idea, sir.
But?
Well, I'm not black, sir. I thought of blacking up, but it seemed to make a mockery of the whole thing.
So you became a white Muslim?
No, sir, I became Jewish.
What?
Yes, only for a day, sir. I was kosher for a day, then I realised that the Jewish God was the same as the Christians, only with some silly food regulations.
So you became an agnostic?
No, sir, I became a Seventh-day Adventist.
What happened?
Well, I was on guard duty on the 7th day and I missed it.
Collier, the army isn't here to furnish you in a career of comparative religions. Why don't you just choose one and stick to it?
Well, sir, I can't find one that's comfortable, sir. Could I start one, sir?
Self-worship, Collier?
No, sir, not me, sir.
Well, who or what would you worship?
Well, I rather wondered whether you would care to take on the job, sir, be the supreme being, and then we could adore you, sir. There's Corporal Harrington, Bombardier Wells...
Collier, you can't worship your commanding officer, even in the British Army.
But they did. All through the 1950s, Brigadier Samuels was accepted as the supreme being of B Division on the Rhine. Collier became first a Lance Corporal and then an Archbishop in the regiment. Brigadier Samuels was worshipped on Tuesday afternoons after fire practice behind the tents, and after a while his religion spread to several other regiments, including the Welsh Fusiliers, the Horse Guards and the Warwick and Worcesters. By the early 1960s he'd become the god in the British Army, bigger than Major Hutchinson, who was worshipped by the Scots and Irish regiments, and rivalling even Oberleutnant Hans Pfiffner, the official NATO god. In 1964 an attempt was made to deny his existence. This was probably the work of Master Sergeant Cy Kirchhoffer, the official god of the CIA. His brother, Ronnie Kirchhoffer, is possibly related to Simon Pribble, the official god of BBC Two. And Simon Pribble himself may be related to Yvonne Mitchell.
Hello again. Yvonne Mitchell would like it to be made clear that she is not related to Simon Pribble, the official god of BBC Two. However, she will be appearing soon on BBC Two, so please watch out for her. Meanwhile, here on Rutland Weekend Television, it's just coming up to my knees, and time once again for Thrust with Splig Euthorism.
Hello. Well, quite a crowded edition of Thrust tonight. We'll be concentrating almost exclusively on the new series of Bath Time Theatre, just started on BBC Television. But before we discuss it, let's have a look at tonight's offering in the series, a new play by Kevin Tripp.
Darling,
Yes, darling?
I've got something to tell you.
Oh, no, darling, it's not.
No, it isn't. I got some yesterday.
Thank heaven. Then it's...
No, it isn't.
You don't mean...
Yes, I don't mean.
Thank heaven.
Darling, there's someone else in my life.
Not Frank.
No, not Frank.
Let me handle this, Violet.
Graham.
Yes, George. It was me, all along.
You dirty swat.
Oh!
A very exciting moment, that, in the new BBC TV television series of Bath Time Theatre. With me now in the studio, I have the producer of that play, Melvin Sin.
Good evening.
And Sheila Abbey, the drama critic of Plug, the official organ of the plumbing world.
Good evening. Well, I thought this play was absolutely brilliant.
Oi!
Vibrant, clean, exciting...
Oi, Stum, this is my programme, you just watch it. Well, we'll be talking later. But now, let's have a look at the making of a successful Bath Time Theatre production. Incidentally, the commentator in the film is me. This is Kevin Tripp, writing a sequel to Splash, his award-winning Bath Time Theatre production. Kevin's a Marxist who uses the image of the bathroom to express his complex and in parts highly critical view of the washing classes. It can take several months before a finished script, dry enough to submit, is completed. But once there, Kevin takes it along to the nice people at the BBC for a working lunch with the head of drama, the head of drama's friend, and various other interested parties, such as the designer, the cameraman, and the plumber. The conversation can be hard and acrimonious, and there may be some splashing before everyone is thoroughly satisfied. In fact, today is no exception, and the head of drama's friend leaves in a huff. But this is all part of the hard, bitchy world of television drama, and no one takes it seriously.
Oh, yeah?
Well, not many people take it seriously.
Oh, yeah?
These men are all ex-heads of BBC Drama. It's a desperate and tough life, and they share it with ex-heads of other BBC departments and their friends. Once these men had their own carpets and curtains and a chance to have dinner with Hugh Weldon. Now they're just film producers. This man is Ronald Ruff Myerscough-Jones, the friend of yet another ex-head of BBC Drama, Dick Truefitt, who produced the BBC Bath of the Month production, Separate Tables. Set in a shower bath near Hendon, it revolutionised BBC Drama and led to such classics as The Importance of Being Soapy, Oliver Reed and Claudia Cardinale in Room at the Tub, and the controversial B-Day version of Camelot.
Camelot, Camelot, I know it gives a person...
Alex Macarinos Maxtopoulos is the new head of BBC Plumbing, and he is responsible for their latest venture, David Attenborough's bath quest to Ethiopia.
Daddy went off to work about 7:30. Put on his overalls and his working gloves. He said United drew again to his cousin Harry, and read a magazine about crime and secret love. And if it all sounds boring, if it all sounds boring, if it all sounds boring, then there's something wrong with the song. Mama went down the hill to the supermarket. She brought back groceries in a carrier bag. Then she hung up a coat and then she put on the kettle. Sat down with a cup of tea and lit a fag. And if it all sounds boring, if it all sounds boring, if it all sounds boring, then there's something wrong with the song or you. Young Billy grazed his knee on a concrete playground and answered yes, miss, when they called his name. Auntie Mary rearranged the man to pieces and sucked a peppermint before the rent man came. And if it all sounds boring, if it all sounds boring, if it all sounds boring, then there's something wrong with the song, or you, or me, or something.
I see in the paper where it says if you do not collect your supplementary benefit by the 1st of the month, you may be hanged.
Ooh, that's new.
Bit severe, isn't it?
Well, they give you fair warning.
What if you can't read? Who's this? Uh-oh, it's my boss.
From Killer Plastics?
Yes.
Oh dear, I haven't watered the furniture.
What do you mean, watered the furniture?
Sorry, I meant garden.
I thought that sofa was a bit damp.
Don't muck me about. I haven't got all day to hang about on people's porches. God, blimey, Stu, do you live here?
Yes.
Oh, you don't borrow it from anyone?
No.
Oh, so you don't have to have it like this?
We like it like this.
Yes, terrible, isn't it? Oh, do you know my wife?
No.
Good, this is my secretary.
Oh, how'd you do?
You don't have to talk to her, just get us a drink. Here. Who's this bit then?
That's my wife.
A real one?
Yes.
She's all right.
What would you like to drink?
What you got, cheeky?
Well, we've got everything really, except sherry.
I'd like a sherry, please.
Well, I would go out and get it, but the off licence is a bit of a sweat.
Oh, I'd love a drop of sherry.
It's a long way away.
Sherry's just a ticket.
It's 2 miles.
Smashing sherry, lovely little drink.
You sure you wouldn't like something else?
I only drink sherry.
I haven't got any.
You haven't got any sherry? You don't have any sherry? A house with no sherry in it? Do you hear that? They haven't got any sherry. Here. Who's this little boy?
It's a little girl.
She's smashing.
Yes, we are rather fond of her.
How much do you want for her?
What?
How much do you want for the little girl?
No, she's not possibly...
Where's my chequebook?
No, you can't.
It's all right, be no bother. We got a spare room in the garage. Here, what's her name?
Jane.
Yeah. Still, never mind, soon change that. I'll call her Sherry. That's a nice name, smashing name, Sherry. How much do you want for little Sherry?
Stop this!
Now, look, we can't possibly.
Oh, you're nice too, aren't you nice? Your wife makes me feel randy. How much do you want for her?
Stop this. These people are not for sale.
It's all right, I'll take the pair of them. Now, how much?
Look, money is not everything in this world.
200,000?
It's something, obviously. Pounds?
Cash.
What do you think, Dory?
Well, we could use the cash, and there's that new gas guillotine.
There's still no sherry.
Oh.
Look, what about me?
No, I don't want you.
Go on, buy me.
No call for you, old son.
Oh, go on, buy me £2,000.
2,000 quid for you?
100?
No.
Oh, go on, buy me.
No.
Tenner?
You're daft, son.
Tenner?
I've already got 2 people. I don't need a third.
Have you got a dog?
No.
I could be your doggy.
Can you woof?
Woof, woof, woof.
What are you?
I'm an Airedale.
All right, I like Airedales, but if you make a mess, I'll put you to sleep.
Fred Rebellion of Killer Plastics, alias Mortimer Schlock of Emotional Diseases Limited, otherwise known as Arthur Samuel Kitch of Body Disposal and Limb Replenishments Limited, Luton, till recently trading under the name of Rent a Piece of Body, previously Odd Bones of Harpenden, also known as Bonzo, Frank McNabb and Mad Henry, Abattoir Cleaners of Rick Mansworth, lately Rubber the Blood Out Limited, now bankrupt, also answering to the name of Betty Machismo, Frida Lawrence, the Reverend Molly Sparks, Sexy Billy of Sutton Coldfield, Dr. Han Christian Rabbit Killer, Herr Otto Krupp, Sexy Explosives Limited, Hamburg, Norman Two Rivers, Doris McWhirter, and Arthur, Reginald, Norman, Sally, and Jasper Bazbaz of Manic Depressive Toys Limited, Leicester.
Yes?
Telegram for you.
Oh, thank you very much. Oh, you're nice, aren't you? How much do you want for you? Still no sign. I wrote a poem once. How did it go? That's right. Tricky Dicky's dead. He's vanished up the spout. They opened the gate in his waterbed and let him all pour out.
Well, it's very nearly time for close down here on Rutland Weekend Television. But before we do, let's take a look at tomorrow's television.
Here is the teleforecast for the next 24 hours. Over parts of Cornwall and the southwest, sex will spread gradually to bring a warm evening to most areas, followed by scattered outbreaks of violence over the Pennines. Wales and northern Scotland, well, mainly football, although there may be the odd outburst of bad language. Parts of Yorkshire and the northeast, well, mainly religion, although there may be a spot of nudity on higher ground. So the outlook for tomorrow: play for today, bringing group sex to most of southeastern England, followed by this deep depression bringing Des O'Connor to the Midlands. And possibly for the farmers in North Wales who haven't had it for weeks, there may be just a touch of nudity. Good night. This is BBC Two. And now here's Final Word with Tony Bilbo.
Hello. Well, just finished on BBC Two, in fact you may have just seen it, is a programme called Rutland Weekend Television. And my guest tonight is someone who made a very unusual appearance on that comedy show. In fact, she needs very little introduction to viewers and listeners in this country. If I may start right away with a question which perhaps is not entirely to your taste, what made you decide to appear in such a silly show? I mean, did it have anything to do, perhaps, with the kind of image that you are now trying to create? Or would it be fair, perhaps, on the other hand, to ask you what you've done with the soap, which I don't seem to have... Oh, thank you very much.